If you watch a lot of movies like I do, you may have seen Love Actually 21 years ago. The movie follows the lives of 10 very different couples and characters in dealing with their love lives, or lack of, in various loosely interrelated tales, all set during a frantic month before Christmas in London, England. Some people hated the movie, and others loved it. Welcome to That's Life, I swear. This podcast is about life's happenings in this world that conjure up such words as intriguing, frightening, life-changing, inspiring, and more. I'm Rick Barron, your host. That said, here's the rest of this story. Many of the holiday movies we consider classics or cult favorites today did not seem destined for such glory when they were launched to the public. Some were criticized, others were complete flops, and others just weren't particularly holiday-focused. Love Actually is a romantic comedy that has become a beloved holiday classic for many, while at the same time drawing criticism from others since its release in 2003. Written and directed by Richard Curtis, who brought us such greats as Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, and Bridget Jones' Diary. Now, during the course of the film, we explore the complexities of love through multiple interconnected stories set in London, happening about a month before Christmas. The film's overarching theme is that love is all around us, manifesting in various forms and situations, culminating in a series of revelations and resolutions on Christmas Eve. The movie opens with a voiceover from Hugh Grant's character, the newly elected British Prime Minister, reflecting on the arrivals gate at Heathrow Airport as a place where love is abundantly visible. This sets the tone for the film's exploration of love in its many forms. Now, here's an overall view of the theme and plot of this movie. Love Actually is structured around the lives of various characters, each dealing with love in its different forms. The movie opens weeks before Christmas and counts down to the holiday, culminating in a series of revelations and resolutions on Christmas Eve. Now, here's a brief overview of the main characters and storylines. David and Natalie. David, which is played by Hugh Grant, is the newly elected Prime Minister and falls for Natalie, a junior member of his household staff. Then there's Harry, Karen, and Mia. Harry, played by the late Alan Rickman, is a managing director who is tempted by his secretary, Mia, causing strain in his marriage to Karen, played by Emma Thompson. Jamie and Aurelia. Jamie, played by Colin Firth, is a writer, retreats to a French cottage after discovering his girlfriend's infidelity and forms a bond with Aurelia, his Portuguese housekeeper. Daniel and Sam. Daniel, played by Liam Neeson, helps his stepson, Sam, deal with the loss of his mother and helps navigate his son's first crush. Juliet, Peter, and Mark. Juliet, played by Keira Knightley, discovers that her husband's best friend, Mark, is secretly in love with her. And then we have Billy Mack and Joe. Asian rock star Billy Mack, played by Bill Nile, promotes his Christmas single with the help of his loyal manager, Joe. Sarah and Carl. Sarah, played by Laura Lindley, has a long-standing crush on her colleague Carl, but her personal responsibilities prevent her from pursuing a relationship. John and Judy. John and Judy are both body doubles for sex films who fall in love off camera. Then we have Colin Frissell. Colin believes his lack of success with women in Britain is due to cultural differences, and he flies across the pond, so to speak, to America to find true love. Lastly, we have Rufus, played by Rowan Atkinson, or as we all know him as Mr. Bean, is a jewelry salesman who's very meticulous when it comes to gift wrapping, and he plays a key part in the movie, so you're going to have to watch it. Now, there are two schools of thought as to the movie being popular and not being popular. So here are my thoughts. Love Actually has achieved a cult-like status among its fans, particularly as a Christmas movie. Now, what are some of the factors that contribute to this status? Well, let's face it has a very star-studded cast. I mean, it's very impressive. You have an ensemble of British and international actors, including Hugh Grant, Emma Thompson, the late Alan Rickman, Liam Neeson, Colin Firth, and Keira Knightley. Now, there's a lot of interlining narratives. The movie presents multiple love stories that weave together, creating I think, a beautiful tapestry of relationships that viewers can relate to in many different ways. This structure keeps the audience engaged and provides a variety of emotional experiences. Now, for me, there's the feel-good factor. As a romantic comedy set during the holiday season, Love Actually taps into viewers' desire for warmth, hope, and happiness. The film's overall optimistic tone resonates with those seeking escapism and emotional uplift. For me, this is where the rubber hits the road. It's a feel-good movie. Nothing serious, but just plain fun. Now, there are memorable scenes and quotes in this movie. The movie contains some very iconic moments that have become part of popular culture, such as Hugh Grant's dance sequence or Andrew Lincoln's cue card confession, and my favorite, where Jamie, Colin Firth, flies to Portugal to share his love for Aurelia at the restaurant where she is working. Finally, there is the seasonal appeal. Okay, I'm a sucker for a good holiday flick. Its Christmas setting has made Love Actually a holiday tradition for many, associating it with feelings of nostalgia and festivity. Okay, now let's look at the other side of the coin here and hear why some people give this movie a thumbs down. As I researched this information, the following list seems to be the overall consensus for the aversion. Now, as I said, there's a lot of stories involved, but many find that it's kind of fragmented. The story's multiple storylines can be seen as both a strength and a weakness. Some viewers find the constant switching between plots disjointed, and it feels it prevents the characters from being fully developed. Well, remember, it's a comedy movie. Then there's the critics that argue that some of the film's scenarios are overly cliched and unrealistic, leading to a sense of being very superficial. Predictability. The film's adherence to romantic comedy cliches makes it somewhat predictable, which can be off-putting for some, for those seeking more originality. Again, it's just a comedy. Love Actually remains a polarizing film, beloved by many for its warmth, humor, and romantic optimism, while criticized by others for its idealized portrayals of love and problematic elements. Its enduring popularity can be attributed to the star-studded cast, multiple relatable storylines, and its ability to evoke strong emotions in viewers. The movie's lasting impact lies in its exploration of love in its various forms and the lessons it imparts about human relationships. It encourages viewers to appreciate the different types of love in their lives, to be honest, vulnerable with their feelings, and to recognize the power of small gestures in making a difference. While it's important to approach the film with a critical eye and acknowledge its shortcomings, Love Actually continues to resonate with audiences by tapping into the universal themes of love, connection, and the human experience. It serves as a reminder that despite life's complexities and challenges, love, in its many forms, is a fundamental aspect of the human condition. Ultimately, whether one enjoys Love Actually or not, the discussions and reflections it provokes about love, relationships, and society's expectations can be very valuable. The film's legacy lies not just in its entertainment value, but in its ability to spark conversations about the nature of love and human connections in the modern world. So what can we learn from this story? What's the takeaway? As we navigate our own relationships and experiences, we can draw inspiration from the film's portrayal of love's transformative power while maintaining a realistic perspective on the complexities of human emotions and interactions. That said, I wish you a warm greeting for the upcoming holiday. And Merry Christmas, everyone. Well, there you go, my friends. That's life, I swear. For further information regarding the material covered in this episode, I invite you to visit my website, which you can find on Apple Podcasts for show notes and the episode transcript. As always, I thank you for listening and your interest. Be sure to subscribe here or wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss an episode. See you soon.